What's good, Buffs Nation? Man, what a crazy weekend of college football. Hopefully you all got to enjoy it in this bye week because the Buffs had the week off. Got to relax, got to see video of Sheduer hanging out in Las Vegas at an Aces game, chatting it up with Mark Davis, the owner. Never know, he could end up being a Raider. I don't know, but I know that NFL scouts have talked about who they believe are the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft, as well as others have chimed in, similar to what Richard Sherman did about where Travis Hunter should play. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about these games that happened this weekend in the Big 12 and what that means for the Buffs going forward, as well as a new poll dropped. And of course, the media disrespected the Buffs. And then we'll wrap up with my apologies because I was 100% wrong on my previews. We'll dive into that here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is presented by our partners over at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using the promo code YouTube150. Okay, let's start off with the weekend. And then we'll talk about draft and stuff, right? Because we've got time for everybody to make their decisions. But this past weekend was wild, right? New poll comes out because, a lot of teams saw the upset. Mainly in the SEC is where you saw most of your upsets come in. But in the Big 12, you saw some solid wins. Iowa State pulled it out over Baylor, which we expected that. But Iowa State, they're in the top 20 in the country. Team to look out for in the Big 12 championship game. Oklahoma State gets just destroyed by West Virginia at home. Oh, they making me look bad. And then UCF just didn't help us out by losing to Florida by 11 in Gainesville. But as Gainesville happens, and in Kansas, who we thought was going to be somebody special, Arizona State's 4-1. They're fighting for it. And then their counterparts in Arizona gets beat up at home by Texas Tech, who's now also 5-1. So the top of the Big 12 is a nice little battle. In my personal opinion, there's a very good chance for the Buffs to be able to make a push for the Big 12 championship game. Undefeated right now are West Virginia, Colorado, and Iowa State at 2-0. And BYU at 2-0, which BYU is really good. They're a top 15 team right now. Iowa State's number 11 on the latest poll. Kansas State's 18, and they're 1-1. And the Texas Tech is the only one that's 3-0 right now. As we all know, the Buffs got Kansas State coming up this coming week. So I don't know how y'all feel, but I think that there's a good chance for the Buffs to make a statement there. Do what BYU did to Kansas State and just beat them with defense and then control the clock, win that game. I don't know what y'all feel, but Kansas State's coming to the crib. There's a good chance for the Buffs to, like I said, make a statement. Tell me what y'all think. Hop in the comments. So want to hear from you all. Next up, NFL draft experts see this with Sheduer as well as Travis Hunter. But first, word from the sponsor. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. They are hooking up the gamer 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. As you can see, the odds for the Heisman Trophy right now, we're seeing Travis Hunter moved up. He is second in ranking, plus 300, right behind Ashton Jeanty at plus 200, the running back at Boise State. He's having an elite season. But so is Travis Hunter. Sheduer Sanders at plus 3,500. So if you want to put some money on that, BetUS is taking care of you. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Second and third deposits get 125% bonus, all by using our promo code YouTube150. So go check them out. BetUS, where the games begin. So now that we're about nearly the halfway mark of the college football season, of course, NFL draft analysts and scouts are trying to figure out where players should play and who's up there in the draft. And right now, there was a poll by ESPN done. They polled 20 NFL scouts and executives who evaluate the college players, and they wanted to see who was the top quarterback out there. Number 1 on that list, Sheduer Sanders. He got 9 votes, with Carson Beck from Georgia getting 5. Jalen Milroe got 4. Cam Ward and Quinn Ewers from Texas got 1 vote each. And it appears that everyone's feeling like, for the most part, the majority see Sheduer as that top quarterback. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, he was hanging out in Las Vegas. He got to see Mark Davis front and center. And so it sounds like, if Vegas has another bad season, which it kind of looks like they're going that direction, the Raiders can go up and snatch Sheduer. I mean, he's having a solid season, and you saw in the ad he's 35 plus 35 on the odds for getting the Heisman, and so he's considered up there in the top 15 getting the Heisman vote. Having another solid season, 1,600 yards at 70% completion percentage, which is massive with 14 touchdowns and only 3 picks, right? He needs to keep those picks down because last season he only threw 3 the entire season. So if Sheduer can keep his game modeled up like he's doing, good chance he could possibly find himself in New York, especially if the Buffs make this run. With the way the schedule looks a little bit more favorable than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be honest. I thought teams in the Big 12 were going to be a little bit better than what they are. And I was 100% wrong at the end of the season and what things are going to look like. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. And the next up, everyone's asking the question, where should Travis Hunter play? A lot of people believe with his frame at 6'1", 185, they think that he's more of a wide receiver than corner. They don't know if they consider him physical enough to be a corner in the NFL, and I think they're ridiculous, right? With his game and the way that he's been playing, out of his mind, both sides of the ball, he's not going to be able to do both sides in the NFL. We know this. The game gets a lot more strenuous and requires a lot more of their players, so we don't see him playing both sides there. But there is a good chance that he could possibly play corner or wide receiver, right? I don't think that they can limit him to which one he can play. Now, I don't think he can play both, but at the same time, I think that there's a good chance that he can actually ball out as a corner or wide receiver. I think either one he could be good at. You just can't do both, just because of the work that's required in the NFL. But these scouts really believe that, man, he could be either one of the two. That's the one good thing, is that he's actually getting the respect that's needed. And with his athleticism and his unique approach, he's just a playmaker. So I'm going to say this. I think that he should run wide receiver. Just simplify things for himself. What y'all think? Well, y'all think that Travis should play at the next level? Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to preview the Kansas State game later this week. It makes more sense to do it closer to the game because, there's a lot that's going to be happening in the next week. I anticipate the Kansas State press conference is going to be very interesting as they prepare to travel. And, Dylan Edwards is coming back to town. But there was one spot where I was 100% wrong, Buffs fans, and so I want to apologize to you all now. I had Colorado going 9-3 this season, and I had a couple of losses on there that I thought would make things tough. I thought that traveling to Arizona was going to be a tough game, and that Arizona was going to get their lives together and have a good year. So I thought that was going to be one. And I also thought Oklahoma State to close the season out because I thought Oklahoma State was going to be fighting for the Big 12 championship. Yep, I was wrong. I think the tougher game on this schedule now is going to be Texas Tech. I think that they are putting together some special. Taj Brooks running the ball down folks' throat. While at the same time, as y'all all know, the big challenge that was supposed to have been against UCF was their run game. And the Buffs have shown up in that, right? The defense has shown up defending the run. And so as much as I would like to say that Texas Tech could probably try to run, Brooks is a really good running back. Just keep that 100%. But I think the Buffs defense can slow him down, if not take him out. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think about the rest of the season. What kind of predictions you got on these last set of games? Where do you think the Buffs can land to wrap the season up? I want to hear from you all. All right, we'll chop it up a little bit more later. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using our promo code YouTube150. We'll have more content coming down. And we'll talk soon.